as on Thursday night, they played against the Georgia Lady Bulldogs in Athens and came away with a 95-73 win. So a big bounce back win for the Lady Vols. What are some thoughts that you have on this game?
That's how you respond. That's how you respond after a frustrating game, right? They didn't have a terrible game, but they came back, played Georgia, inferior opponent. All right, they're 10-11 now. They're 1-7 in conference, but they did what they needed to do. They came out, dominated the game, had a great game, got a big win to stay, 6-2 in the conference, stay at the top 3 or 4. Just a dominating win. It's always a good day when you beat Georgia.
Absolutely. And, Tennessee on the night, they shot 50% from the field. They were 34 of 68, as well as shooting 12 of 29 from the three-point line, 41.4% in the game. Only missed one free throw as well. They were 15 of 16 from the foul line. So love to see those numbers. Out-rebounded Georgia 41-25. So big dominant night on the glass for the Lady Vols.
No.
And, kind of looks like the men as well out there as far as getting assists off of their made baskets. They had 24 assists on 34 made baskets the other night. So fantastic effort overall. Other than that, everything else is pretty much even down the list. But the largest lead in the game for Tennessee was 24. So, 22-point win. Your largest lead was 24. That tells me that you did not take your foot off the gas the entire time. When you got that lead, you just kept building, and kept building in that game. So love to see that from the Lady Vols.
Well, this is a game where Jewel Spear, once again, 25 points. So back-to-back games with 25-plus points. Rikia Jackson chipped in 21 points. And then you mentioned it, how we only had two scores in double digits against Ole Miss. Well, we actually had a third. Tamari Key had a game, 10 points. Did great on defense, got a couple blocks. Actually, a block, but got 2 turnovers. And then we also had several folks at 9 points and 8 points, right? Like everybody was pitching in this game, and that was the key difference. But once again, I kind of want to ask you, because I'm getting a little nervous. Not in this game or whatnot, but is Miss Puckett in kind of a slump? Like, what's going on? She shot 1 of 5 from the 3-point line. She at least shot that. Shooters got to shoot. But in back-to-back games, and you only sink 1 3, and that's, I would think, your shooter player. She's always been that. What's going on with that? Is that just a slump in the midseason, or what's going on?
It's probably a little bit of a slump. It might also be hurt. We talked about kind of putting it over to the men for a second. Josiah Jordan James, who, we'll get into, had a fantastic game last night, but he's been in a bad slump here as of lately. And, it could be one of those. I mentioned that Josiah was just trying to find his role with the team. This might be Sarah Puckett trying to find her role, because I believe Jewel Spear is a transfer in this year. I could be wrong on that, so don't hold me to it. But, it could just be her trying to find her role with Rikia Jackson and Jewel Spear getting in there. So I believe it's a little bit of a slump. But let me also ask you a question here. I'm not sure, how much Lady Vols you watch. I know this past week, I know you were real busy, didn't get to catch it like you would want to. Do you think that Tamari Key getting the start here over Caroline Strickland is more of a testament to Caroline struggling a little bit here lately, or more of Tamari Key finally coming back from that blood clot that she had last year, getting into game shape?
Yeah, this is all about Tamari Key and just how dominant she is, especially on defense. And so when she can carry that into transition offense, and she's literally the biggest player on the court. No offense to Caroline Strickland, this is all about Tamari Key and doing what's best for the team, right? Having her out there, getting her a little bit more minutes, and you've seen it made a difference. It really did make a difference. But I don't know. I want to ask you, because you watch a little bit more than I do, but I did watch several games where I'm like, why is she coming off the bench when she's clearly, one of the difference makers in the games? I can't remember what game. I think it was Kentucky, man. She was just swatting, dude. Like, she was everywhere. And Kentucky kept trying. Made no sense to me. And that was a big reason why we were able to come back from like 16 points down I mean, she just blocked like 5 in a row against Kentucky. And I'm like, how is that not, your starter right there down in the paint?
Yeah, I'm with you. I do believe this is more a testament to Tamari Key than Caroline Strickland maybe struggling a little bit. Because Tamari did have the blood clots last year. She was only able to play like the first few games of the season before she had to sit out the rest of the year. And she's only been averaging around like the 15, 16, maybe 18-minute mark of minutes played in a game. And you see here, she got to play 26 minutes the other night against Georgia. So I do think this is her finally coming around, getting into the flow of the game a little bit, getting more in game shape, which is going to be big going down the road for the Lady Vols.
I was going to ask you, do you think maybe conditioning had a part in that? Because
I
before
do.
she was only playing 15 minutes,
I do. I think I don't know this for certain. I don't have the inside source on this, but I do think that she was still limited during like summer workouts and things, and that caused some of the conditioning that you get during the summertime. And she's just been finally getting that conditioning up a little bit here as the season goes on.
I'd still like the defense to defense did great, right? I mean, they win by 22 points, but still giving up 73 and almost giving up nearly, 46% from the field. But I got to give it up, man. We shot 50% from the field during that game, 34 of 68. Shot 12 of 29 from threes, brother. We were shooting. And that's what I was trying to get us to do against Ole Miss. I think that's something that really would have kind of changed the game a little bit for Ole Miss is shooting a little bit more, right? But 15 to 16 from the free throw line, like that, I love to see that, dude. I mean, if they're going to give you points, you take them, and that is the definition of doing that. 94%. Like I said, just did what they needed to do. They bounced back big to end the week. I think they play again today. But obviously we go live before that. But that's how you close out and bounce back from a rather frustrating loss against Ole Miss.